Hi, my name is Chris, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing CSS Battle Daily Target for, excuse me, June 15th, 2025. Okay, first thing I always do when I'm doing a CSS Battle is I count how many elements I need. This may not, so one of the things with CSS Battle, if you're not super familiar with it, your score is calculated by the accuracy, your accuracy, and the number of characters you use. This may not be the best way to keep your characters down, but it definitely, this is screaming CSS Grid to me, so I'm going to use CSS Grid. And there's two ways that we could do this. One would be to make the background blue and then grab all these, make elements for, or make the body background blue and then make elements for all the green elements. Or do the reverse, make the background green for the body and then make all your elements the blue elements. So what I think I'm going to do is make the body background green. So first thing I always do is I count how many elements I'm going to need and get my divs all set up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 elements. So we're going to make 8 divs. I always use letters of the alphabet. And I use CSS attributes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know this is not a best practice by any stretch of the imagination, but just using letters and attributes will help you cut down on your characters and therefore giving you a higher score. Alright, so there we go. So then we got our style tag. Oops. First thing we're going to do is target the body and give it a background of this green color. And I always use background, not background color, because again, less characters. Display grid. And then we need to do grid, template. Let's do columns first. So we have 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, right? I'm gonna say this is probably, I don't know, 40 pixels, which means this one's 40 pixels, which means the one in the middle, since the width is 400, that's 400 minus 80, so 320. And then grid, template, rows. If I got my dimensions correct, that's going to be 40, 40, 40, which is 120 minus 300, 180 divided by 2. So 90 pixels, 40 pixels, 40 pixels, 40 pixels, 90 pixels. Beautiful. Alright, then we got to give all those elements a background color. So we might as well target them at the same time to cut down our characters. This is going to be kind of a pain. Oops. And then give them all a background of this blue color here. Okay, one thing I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to do this div by div, because otherwise gets a little confusing. And the other thing about CSS Battle is there is a default margin on there. Sometimes you need to get rid of it, sometimes you don't. In this case, we will have to get rid of it. So we'll set that margin to 0. Okay, great. Perfect. Great. So by default, A is going to be at the first column in the first row. So we got all the sizes right. That's the hardest part. And now what we need to do is let's get B. So that is going to be grid, grid column 3. Beautiful. Then the other thing we can do while we're at it is I don't want to get too unorganized here, but so this is going to be C, this is going to be D, and this is going to be E. This is F, G, H. So E and H, E and H are also going to have be grid column 3. So to save on characters, we can do that like so, and then we'll come back to that, and then we're going to look at C now. C is going to be grid column 2 as well, C and F. Cool. But then we need to make F grid row 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Cool. Then we need the elements at grid row 3, which are going to be D and E. Yes, D and E. D, E, grid, grid, row. Oh, sorry about that. I started moving a little too fast. Grid row 3. Wonderful. And then finally, we're going to have H and G. H, G, grid, row 5. Bam. Perfect. Cool. So now another thing we can do to cut down on characters, as you see I got 505 characters. I've already deleted the comments at the bottom. Always do that. That will help because those count as well. So I get rid of all the white space. Definitely not something you want to do in real life, but for CSS Battle, it will cut down on your characters and give you a higher score. Right, so I was at like 500 something characters. Now I'm going to be able to bring it down to, let's see, 400. So it makes a difference. All right, submit it. It's going real slow today. There we go, 100% match, and I got a new high score. Yay. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more of these, make sure you like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day.